Up next on Falcon 5 News, she won a national championship. Now she'll tell you how she plans to win as the new BGSU women's basketball coach. Get in line. We'll show you some simple moves that will make you the talk of the dance floor. And disappointment in D.C. that had nothing to do with politics. We'll take you to the nation's capital for a celebration that never happened. Falcon 5 News starts now.
Live from the campus of Bowling Green State University, this is Falcon 5 News.
Welcome to Falcon 5 News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Parker Kern. The search is over for a new women's basketball coach at Bowling Green State. The Falcons got the woman they want to lead their team. David Bray joins us in the studio with the story. David?
It was almost exactly a month ago that the BGSU Falcons fired Jennifer Roos as head women's basketball coach. Yesterday, Robin Freilich officially took over. She was the one the Falcons wanted all along, and there are several reasons why.
You told us what you wanted in a coach, we listened, and we think we got the best candidate for you guys.
After going 11-19 overall and 3-15 in the MAC this past season, the Falcons decided to part ways with former women's basketball head coach Jennifer Roos. However, their search did not take them far. After diligent discussion and persuasion, the Falcons landed their new women's basketball head coach in Robin Freilich. Freilich's success before Bowling Green is a brief drive to Ashland University, where she etched herself as one of the most touted and up-and-coming coaches in the NCAA. In Division II at Ashland, Freilich's winning percentage is the best in NCAA history at any level, going 104-3 overall and having a winning percentage of .972. Many Falcons joined in welcoming Freilich and her family to her new home at the Stroh Center yesterday. But her family of four just added 12 more members, and Freilich is looking forward to it.
And as amazing as all these things are, the most exciting part to me is that I'm going to get to spend time with them, and we're going to grow together. And I love to say there's a difference between saying you're going to be like a family and becoming a family. And our goal is that we're going to become a family.
Freilich got to meet with some of her new family before and after the press conference, and they are excited with what is to come as well.
Like Coach Freilich just said, she wants us to not only be a team, but to be, or not only to be a family, but to become a family. So one of our biggest expectations this year is to become a family.
Here in the Cooling Center is the journalism hub of BGSU's campus, and it just so happened to be one of Freilich's stops on her tour. Now, she hadn't been announced as the coach yet, but one of our student journalists had recognized her during her tour and decided to break the developing story themselves. A few days shortly after, Freilich was announced as the new women's basketball head coach, and it only has taken her a few days to get used to the area here in Bowling Green.
Thank you again. Thank you again for this opportunity. And I Ziggy Zumba.
Freilich signed a 6-year deal worth $231,000 a year.
41 million people struggle with hunger in the United States. It's a problem in this country and around the world. But here in Ohio, people are working to fight hunger. Molly Wells joins us in the studio to explain what is being done in our area. Molly?
Thanks, Parker. The Food for Thought Mobile Pantry makes a stop on BGSU's campus once a month. It's a Toledo nonprofit organization. It provides fresh produce and non-perishable food items to students, university employees, and community members. Carrie Hamady says efforts like this help people in many ways.
We're here to help you be successful. If you're not meeting your nutritional needs, it's hard to be successful in the classroom too.
The BGSU Ending Hunger Initiative is headed by the Center for Community and Civic Engagement. They provide additional food-related resources located throughout the area. Parker?
Tuesday was National Walking Day. Hopefully you didn't miss it. BGSU celebrated at the Perry Fieldhouse. Mimi Miller joins us from the Convergence Lab to tell us how. Mimi?
Designated April as Move More Month. The BGSU Recreational Wellness Center got involved by making sure that exercise was in the cards.
The BGSU Recreational Wellness Center celebrated National Walking Day by motivating the community, faculty, and students with ways to stay healthy and in shape.
It's just a big event that we have, trying to get people up and moving.
As participants walked the track, they were encouraged to stop at each table in the gymnasium to learn more information. Some even worked out.
I led the BGB Fit class, so that's a beginner strength program for faculty and staff members. It's usually an Epler, but today they wanted to participate in the poker walk. So we did the poker walk, and then we also did some strength training exercises. So we would do a couple exercises, and then do some walking laps, do some more exercises, some more walking laps, until we got our full workout in. So it was awesome.
Although the event was to encourage physical activity and living a healthy lifestyle, there was a twist: poker.
Today is our annual poker walk. This is a big collaborative event with the university and the BG community. So we partner with the city and the county and then the hospital and Falcon Health as well. Just to help add some fun to it, we decided to bring in the card game, and so every 2 laps they walk, they earn 1 card for their 5-card poker hand. So by the end of it, they've walked over a mile.
So sitting back with the hips, almost as if you were gonna, a little bit more of the hips. The hips are going first, and then we're gonna sit back down. Okay? A little bit more. There you go. There's a nice improvement.
Okay. The BGSU Recreation and Wellness Center aims to make fitness more fun. And that's exactly what they've done today. For Falcon 5 News, I'm Mimi Miller.
Parker reporting live from the newsroom. I'm Mimi Miller.
The next time you're at a wedding reception, birthday party, or just at the club, you can be the life of the party. Sheree Burnside explains how.
1, 2, 3, 4.
She counts it out.
6, 7, 8. Go back 2.
She shows them the moves.
6 and 7, 8.
Then it's time to groove.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Amy Ramel teaches line dance classes every Monday at First United Methodist Church.
I like to see the people improve. That's fun. I like to see them smile.
Ramel started off by taking classes herself. Then her instructor prepared her for the next step.
I took from her, and she decided to retire from teaching, and she asked me if I would like to take over for her.
She offers the classes to anyone who wants to learn.
6 weeks ago.
That's when Tiffany Jensen got in line. And according to her, there's always more to learn.
I think we've improved, but it's every week is like a new week.
And Ramel's teaching style makes everyone feel like they've got the groove.
She doesn't put any pressure on us, and she said even if you get mixed up, which we all will get mixed up, just move your feet. It doesn't matter if you're going the right direction.
That's one way to keep up. Another important tip is to be mindful of where you choose to stand.
Sometimes I just tell them to stay in the middle, and so on all 4 walls they can see people. Tell them to be in the front. That helps too. And just encourage them to keep on dancing.
And if you're still having trouble, Ramel has some advice for you.
Keep coming, have a great attitude, and don't worry about what anybody else thinks, just have fun.
For Falcon 5 News, I'm Sheree Burnside.
The next class is scheduled for April 16th at United Methodist Church. It starts at 5:30 p.m. And the best part, the lessons are free. Time for a look at sports. David Bray is back with the latest news for the Falcons. David?
Thanks, Parker. As we mentioned, Robin Freilich is the new head coach of the BGSU women's basketball team. She replaced Jennifer Roos, who was the Falcons head coach for 6 seasons. Freilich played her college ball at Davidson University, and she was recruited by Roos and played under her for a year when Roos was an assistant and coach at Davidson. Freilich knows the history of Roos and BGSU.
I'd also like to thank Jennifer Roos for her friendship and the amount of love and energy she poured into both the university and the women's basketball program.
There's more on the line than usual tomorrow for the BGSU women's tennis team. The Falcons enter their match against the University of Toledo confident. They know that a win could earn them a trip to the Mid-American Conference Championship. The Lady Falcons are 11-6 on the year. Their last win came Friday against the University of Akron. Sophomore standout Mariah Topposh broke down what needs to happen in order for BGSU to win the Battle of I-75.
Right now we're second in the MAC, and we're having 3 wins against 1 loss, and Toledo is a big match for us, and we're practicing every day, have conditioning or lifting other day. We actually really want to go for the MAC tournament, and I guess we will actually gonna get there because 6 out of 9 teams are getting there, and we're second top team, so there's a high chance we can get to the tournament.
After tomorrow's game, the Lady Falcons take on Eastern Michigan, Miami of Ohio, and Western Michigan. Then the MAC tournament begins April 27th. That's a look at sports. Back to you, Parker.
Thanks, David. Well, the calendar says spring, but the weather certainly does not feel like it. How far away are those warmer temperatures? Shalon Stevens is here to tell us with the Falcon 5-day forecast. Shalon?
Thank you. So we see that tomorrow we are looking at 47 degrees. We are looking at partly cloudy, 10% chance of rain. As we go into Saturday, we do see some sunshine, 0% chance of rain. We go into Sunday, 41 degrees and more sunshine. However, as we get into Monday, we are back to partly cloudy and about 46 degrees. And then as we go into Tuesday, we are at 42 degrees, again, partly cloudy with a 20% chance of rain. When we come back from the break, we will see where Erin went this week with her segment, Erin's Everywhere. Thank you.
Traveling across Ohio and across the region, finding new places and meeting new people with interesting stories to share with you. Come along for Erin is Everywhere.
The snow in the air yesterday, and today it's sunny. No wonder go-seers missed the boat when visiting the tidal basin in Washington, D.C. Erin Kelly has more from the nation's capital.
In Washington, D.C., standing on the steps of Abraham Lincoln's Memorial, birds are chirping, and the sun rises again, inching closer to more spring days. Nature is present all around the city, but there is one exception. Cherry blossom trees surround the tidal basin, located in front of the Jefferson Memorial. About 500,000 people come to see them in bloom each year.
Our nation's capital is filled with monuments and architecture we're able to enjoy year-round. But there's one piece of history you have to catch within a 2-week period, and it's pretty clear to see it's easy to miss the mark. The National Park Service predicted peak cherry blossom bloom this week, but as always, Mother Nature is pretty unpredictable.
Nonetheless, some still appreciate the little things.
I'm here today, as kind of a family tradition passed on. My grandpa served in World War II, and when he got back, he started coming here as sort of a reconciliation, because these trees were given to us as a gift from Japan, so as to kind of further our relationship. So he started coming here after he served in World War II in the Pacific, and he brought my father, and then I started coming. It sort of became an annual trip. Unfortunately, he passed away last year, and this is my first time coming without him, and there's no bloom, so that kind of sucks, but it's still good to be back here and walk around, even though it's really cold.
Unfortunately, colder weather turned up tourists who grew quite underwhelmed.
A little disappointed. I'm going to write a letter to my congressman.
Traditionally, the peak bloom date had been April 4th. And so some years it's earlier, some years it's later. This March has been a little bit of an anomaly in that we've had some colder weather than what we really expected.
One of the things we like to do is we used to just kind of take the whole weekend and walk around, see different things. So checked out the different monuments. I think aesthetically my favorite monument is probably Jefferson. That's pretty cool. The veterans, the veterans monuments are pretty touching too, especially the Vietnam Wall. And like all those names really kind of individualizes, every one of them guys probably has a story as to what happened.
For Falcon 5 News, I'm Erin Kelly.
Live now from the newsroom. So you went to see cherry blossoms and you didn't get any in bloom? Why would the National Park Service release that date when they can clearly see spring hasn't sprung yet?
Well, they go off of a special indicator tree. There is only one tree that blooms about a week earlier than the rest. So the indicator tree starts to bloom. Then they know, okay, we should start to see the rest of the trees bloom next week.
And do they know the secret behind the indicator tree?
No, actually it's still a mystery to the National Park Service.
Also, I heard Ryan say a little bit about how the trees were given to us from Japan as a symbol of friendship. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, of course. They date back to 1912 when 3,020 cherry trees were shipped from Yokohama on board the SS Awamaru. The gift honors the lasting friendship between the United States and Japan and the continued close relationship between the two countries.
Wow. That's a lot of trees to honor friendship. You haven't given me one, Aaron.
How about I give you my last piece of gum?
I'll take it. So where are you going for your next story?
Viva Las Vegas.
Now that's looking forward to. Thanks, Aaron.
Yep.
Thanks again for joining us today on Falcon 5 News. I'm Parker Kern. We'll see you next week.